How's it going, people? Siren Slapper here, and a bit of love story just before the double XP weekend. In case you didn't know, when you complete love story, it actually reduces the cost of your butler. So when you send him back to get planks for you, it'll actually be cheaper. If you're using the demon butler, instead of being 10k, it's 7.5k. So if you're doing a stupid amount like I am, then it will be saving you quite a lot of money. So well worth doing. That's why I'm trying to get this out. But anyway, on to quest requirements for love story. And for this, you will actually be needing to have completed Swan Song. You'll need 77 magic, 68 construction, 68 smithing, 67 crafting, and rescued Sir Amek Vaz in Recipe a Disaster. There is a boss at the end of this, and it's a level 246 mage. It's fairly difficult, but I'll get into that later. Items required, you'll be needing a chisel, not in your tool belt. Well, actually you can use the one in your tool belt, sorry. A steel bar, a mithril bar, 2 oak planks. You'll want some anti-dragon fire of some kind, whether that's your shield or potions. Some good magic defense armor, so Carol's, D'hide, or Ganodermic. And you'll also want 2 attack types. I'd highly recommend melee and range, as you can knock a protection magic off from magic to range as soon as you range her. Which means the old man who fights her along with you can actually do damage, which is kind of helpful. You'll also be needing some prayer pots, superset, extreme, or overload, some food. Alternatively, you could use brews and super restores if you're a lower level. I'd highly recommend it. Additionally, a dragon halberd could be handy when you're actually meleeing her. You'll see what I mean later on. You can skip to that part if you want. It's near the end of the video. But as soon as you're ready, just northeast of Draenor Village, you'll find Mabel, and that's where we're starting the quest. So go ahead and talk to Mabel, and she'll tell you that she's lost her ring, and you can accept the quest and tell her that you will help her get the ring back. So as soon as you finish talking to her, head upstairs, literally right next to her, and there's a little puzzle. It's really not difficult. Move up one and move the top barrel left twice. Then move the 2 hay bales south twice. Then move right one and move them down 1. Then push the one to your left across. Then push the 2 hay bales down 1. And then you can just walk down into the corner and pick up the ring. As soon as you do that, the screen will start shaking and it's time to go back downstairs. So head on down. And you'll notice that Mabel's disappeared, and instead you've got Xenavivia. So go ahead and talk to Xenavivia. She'll take the ring off you, start hurling the boost at you, go through all the options, and eventually she'll ask you to get a twig for her. So once you regain control and you offer to pick up the twig for it, just check the hail bill right next to you. I'm pretty sure it doesn't matter which one. And as soon as you got the twig, talk to Xenavivia again, and you'll end up giving her the twig back. Talk to her again and go through all the options, and she'll basically say she wants to fight you and the wise old man who's sitting in Draenor. So agree to her proposal, to a fight. And eventually, once you've gone through all the options and accepted the fight, you'll regain control. It's time to head down to Draenor Village and talk to the wise old man. If you don't know where he is, he's right opposite the Draenor Village bank. And as soon as you get down there, go ahead and talk to him. Tell him about Xenavivia, and what she just said, she stole the ring off you and wants to fight. And you'll end up getting a cutscene. So, long ass cutscene. I have sped this up, but yeah, it does go on for quite a while. And basically you see the wise old man and Xenavivia about 100 years ago. And eventually you'll see the split up screen where they have a nice little epic death battle. And the wise old man wins. Eventually you'll regain control. And you'll basically agree to go along with the fight with you. And he'll tell you that Xenavivia is probably in his old house. So the old wise man will walk outside, go ahead and talk to him. And take him along with you. And now it's time to head over to Rimington. Over to the house portal. If you haven't already, then bring along your chisel, a myth bar, a steel bar, 2 oak planks, some decent armor, food and your anti-dragonfire shield. You'll also want 2 free inventory spaces. And that is pretty much it. I'll tell you just before we reach the boss, as you can actually bank before you fight the boss. But first we have to kill a couple of mobs. So as soon as you're in Rimington, click on the house portal and then talk to the old man. And he'll basically say he's been locked out of the house. He'll tell you he thinks he knows another way to get into the house. And if, like me, you've got your chisel in your tool belt, he'll say come back when you've got your chisel. Don't worry, you can still use the chisel that's in your tool belt. You just gotta talk to him when he moves into the house, just to the east of you slightly. And there he goes wandering off. He's literally in the house just by here. So talk to the old man. And he'll end up giving you 100 teleport to house tabs. Free tabs for the win. And basically agree to chip in these tabs. And now it's about time for the little puzzle. So, this little puzzle will come up in front of you. There's a few ways to do it, but for this example, you want to take a left slant, put that on the bottom, followed by a splitter. Then on the right point, put a right slant, and a right slant again, and another splitter. And then you want a left slant on the right hand point, make sure it's on the right hand and not the left, and again, a left split up the top. Then move to the top side. And on the right side of the point, you want a right side, the right slant, followed by another right slant, followed by another right slant, then a left slant, then you'll want an upside down splitter, and just to the left of it you want a left slant. Follow that with a splitter, and then another right slant. And if you've done it correctly, you would have correctly chipped the tablet, which will now allow entry into the old man's house. So as soon as you're ready, just break it open and you'll be teleported in. So you'll get a little cutscene showing you the old man's house. Doesn't really matter. But as soon as you're in here, talk to the wise old man. And you'll basically say she's probably in the heart of the house. There's only one way to enter, and that's going through a dungeon. So head directly east. We'll be using this little workshop in here in just a second, just so you know where it is, so you don't have to go all the way back to your own house. But as soon as you're ready, head towards the dungeon and click on the dungeon to enter. And as soon as you do that, the old man will come up and say there's probably traps ahead. Tell him to go in first. Make sure you tell him to go in first, otherwise you'll get smacked for quite a hell of a lot of damage. And you'll get a little cutscene. And you'll see the old man's little pit dungeon. And as soon as he walks in, he gets battered for loads of damage. So as soon as the cutscene's over, you'll be back outside again. Talk to the old man, and he'll come up with an idea to help you get through it past the traps. If for whatever reason you've forgotten your anti-dragon, you really do need to get it, as at the end of this you have to fight a metal drag, so yeah. Agree to help him build this little contraption to help you get past the traps. And he'll tell you can use his workshop, which we seen earlier, right next to us. So head on into the workshop and use the workbench and make a clockwork. Then use the bench again. And this time the old man will start shouting random stuff as you're making it. And eventually you'll be given a dummy. So once you've got the dummy in hand, finish talking to the old man and head over to the dungeon again. So use the dummy on the dungeon. And now you've got to try and find the traps with your dummy. So go straight ahead and you'll instantly find one right next to the entrance. And it'll automatically deactivate all the ones you find. In the first room with the Hellhound is 2 traps. In the second room with the Ogre is 2 traps. In the room with the Rock Protector, there's 2 traps. The room with the scabarite, there's only one trap. The room with the black demon, there's 2 traps. And the room with the iron dragon, there's also 2 traps. And then go through the final door, and there's the final trap. As soon as you've got the last trap, try to head up the stairs, and the old man will ask you if you want to take the dummy back. Agree and take the dummy back. He'll do it for you automatically. Talk to the old man again, and say it should be perfectly fine to enter, and then head on down into the dungeon. And now we've got to kill everything in every single room as we walk through. You don't have to worry about the traps anymore, as they've all been deactivated. So you're in no worries. If you brought along your superset or extremes or an overload, use it now. Just to get through these that much quicker. The old man will help you with the kills in here, although you really shouldn't rely on him too much, as he doesn't do an incredible amount of damage. If you're a lower level or a pure and you've got low defense, all you'll need to do throughout all these fights is protect from melee, and as soon as you come into the Scarbrite room, protect from range, as the Scarbrite's actually a ranger. Other than that, quite easy, to be honest. So if you brought your anti-fire pots, obviously use them before you enter the Iron Dragon room. But just go ahead and finish it off. And as soon as everything is dead, go through the final door to go upstairs. And head on up. You can talk to the old man before you go up. And he'll basically warn you that Xenoviv is evil and immensely powerful. So just go on ahead, it doesn't really matter what you choose on these options. Whether you want to be a dick or nice about it, either way. Eventually, once you finish talking to the wise old man, you'll actually end up upstairs. At this point, if you want to go back to the bank and just get full food, brews, restores, whatever you want, now is the time to do it. But if, like me, you're lazy and just want to see how good this boss is, just run straight in and talk to Xenobivia. As soon as you talk to her, the old man will start talking to her and she'll straight away start beating the living shit out of everyone. So basic tactics for this boss is always keep attack from mage on. There's really no point in doing otherwise. You can use mage and range in here, but she will flip prayers between the two, which makes it quite annoying to use. So I'd highly recommend melee and range. Your actual magic attacks themselves didn't seem to hardly hit me at all, to be totally honest. But as you'll see in just a second, there's flames popping up. She'll randomly cast those flames every few seconds, and she'll cast them underneath you. If you stay there like I was just at the beginning and throughout the first half-ish of this fight, you'll see that they do end up doing quite a lot of damage, even though they're only hitting off low numbers. I'm assuming the amount of damage you take from these flames is affected by your magic defense, but I'm not sure on that, so don't quote me on it. Xenobivia will constantly teleport around the room, which is kind of annoying. But the easiest way to kill this woman is, if you've got a Dragon Halley, you can attack from 2 spaces behind. If you go up and attack her face to face, she'll actually kick you back, as you can see there. And you won't be able to attack as you're flying backwards. I'll show you here. She'll knock you back 2 spaces each time. And just like that, if you get knocked back constantly, you'll constantly keep landing on the same flame over and over again, and you'll start taking a huge amount of damage. So the idea is try to stick where there's a wall or a statue behind you as much as possible. You want to use your range weapon to flip her protection prayers from magic to protect from range, so at least the old man is doing some extra damage to help you out. As soon as she's got protect from range on, instead, start meleeing her. At the points where she's just randomly standing in the room, you can actually melee her and she won't kick you back. But when she's standing on the statue plinths, she will kick you back. So the idea is quite literally hit and run. Hit her once, possibly twice, then move position and hit her again from a different angle. And again move position, as you can see now doing on screen. You quite literally hit her once, move, hit her once, hit her, move, and repeat again and again. This way you'll take a lot less damage. As you can see at the beginning, I instantly ate half my rocktails just because I wasn't moving around and I was just standing there taking a beating. As you can see, range can actually do quite a bit of damage against her. But it's a lot easier if you've got 2 different styles, preferably melee and range. Of course you can, like I said before, use mage and range. But I think it's every single time you hit her, she'll just instantly switch prayers, so yeah, kind of annoying if you do use it. Just for a reference, I'm actually 135 combat while doing this, and in the end I completed it with I think 13 rocktails and was it 3 or 4 rocktails left over. But if you do constantly move around like I'm doing on screen now, you won't take all that much damage. It's only when you stand still or get caught like that where you start piling up damage. And don't forget, always keep an eye on your prey, as when your prey is down she can actually hit quite a bit with her blood magic. So all in all, a kind of hard boss. I don't really know how to grade this boss, as it's really easy, but at the same time the sheer amount of damage you take from the flames is annoying. If you took brews and super restores, this boss would be a cakewalk. All you need is some decent magic defense armor and protect from mage in your set. But once you've killed Xenavivia, you'll get a little cutscene and you'll go back to normal, turn off all your prayers, and talk to Xenavivia again. And she'll basically apologise for being a bitch. And then the old man and Xenavivia will make up. And you get a little cutscene. Eventually you'll be back in Drainer Village. As soon as you're back here, talk to the old man and ask about Mabel's ring, as you still need to give that back. And he'll basically say he'll give it back after they've planned and attacked the Wizard's Tower. He'll tell you to go upstairs and look through the telescope. So, head on upstairs and look through that telescope. And now you'll have a long ass cutscene where the old man and Xenavivia attack the Wizard's Tower. Enjoy fast mode. So as soon as you regain control, head back downstairs and talk to the old man and Xenavivia again, and ask for Mabel's ring, and this time they'll give it to you and also quest complete. So congratulations! Now if you want the Trollheim teleport tabs, and to fully complete this quest and get the little extras along with it, I'll go over this just after the quest complete screen pops up. Which should be sometime soon. There we go. So, upon completion, you get 2 quest points, 50k XP in construction and magic, 40k XP in smithing and crafting, 30k coins, and you should have 99 house teleport tabs as well, and the ability to make chipped house tele tabs. And you can also change the decoration of your house to dark stone by talking to, I can't remember who they are, but there's a couple of them around. Those people, and the cost of servants is reduced. So for all the extras, grab a hatchet out of the bank and chop down the tree literally just west of the bank, and you'll be given 5k. Oh yeah, 5k baby. With Mabel's ring in hand, head on back to Mabel and give it back. And while you're at it, you may as well stop in the bank and get a Varrock tele for the last part. So once you've got your Varrock tele and Mabel's ring on you, head on over to Mabel and give it back. And Mabel will give you a bankable lamp, which will give you 10k XP in any skill that's over level 60. So quite handy. So, as always, whenever there's free XP, I don't know what you people do, but I'm chucking on runecrafting every time. As soon as you've got that lamp, teleport to Varrock, and we now need to head over to Keldgrim. And this part is to get the Trollheim tablet ability, so you can actually make Trollheim tablets. So it's well worth doing. To get a Keldgrim, head to the northwest side of the GE and you'll see a little pit with wooden boards over it. Jump in there and you will be using the minecart to get over to Keldgrim. Nice and easy. So as soon as you arrive, head north and slightly east even, I should say. And it's this house right here. And we need to be talking to this little midget here, Runvastra. If that's how you say his name, hell if I know. And ask him about his mining days, or just run through the options, and eventually you'll be given a diary. As soon as you get that diary, you need to head back to the wise old man in Drainer Village, and he'll teach you how to make the Trollline teletabs. So all in all, a quick and relatively easy quest. The boss, as long as you've got Protect from Magic on, some decent mage armor, and probably using melee and range, you should find it quite easy. If you're a high level, you can get away with rock tills. If you're a low level, you may need brews. Well, even high levels may need brews. Pretty much depends on whether or not you just want to sit there or try to dodge as much damage as possible. Yeah, not bad. This will save me about 4 mil plus probably altogether on my construction fees on double XP weekend. So hopefully you guys have wanted this. A couple of people have requested it to get the teletabs, and it's just in time for double XP, so I highly recommend doing this. If you've just completed it, then congratulations. Hope you all enjoyed. If you've got any more suggestions or you're looking for a specific guide, please leave a comment, as I do get around to them eventually. And this Friday will be Avoid Stairs back, as quite a lot of people are after the Karasi sword. So I hope you all look forward to that. And next Monday I'm thinking possibly Nomad's Requiem. What do you guys think? But anyway, that's about it. So congratulations, you've completed the love story, gained the ability to make Trollheim teletabs, Rimington, Brimhaven, and a hell of a lot of others. I can't really remember off the top of my head. Tavali, Polnovich, Relica, and Yanil as well. So all in all, 7 extra teleport spots. And, well worth doing. Quite an easy quest, not an incredible amount of requirements. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll catch you all later.